So creating your Google Ads account is the very first thing that you want to do. You're going to go to ads.google.com and you're literally just going to sign up. More than likely it's going to ask you to go through a full campaign, which it's more of a smart campaign, so you just want to kind of blast right through that. If it's going to say, hey, how much of a budget, say $1, get all the way through that, because then it puts you in the full expert mode section of Google Ads, and you can actually put that campaign on pause and build one out correctly. But sometimes they make you go through a campaign just because they know if they do that, they're like, hey, they're putting their card and everything in there, we're going to start running these ads, they're probably going to get some money. So Google's entire plan is to make you spend more money. So they're going to ask you, hey, they're going to suggest this or recommend that. It's just to try to get you to spend more money. So there's a certain way that you want to do this to make it make sense. But again, the very first thing you got to do is actually set up your account. So let's go check out and see what that looks like right now. All right, let's create that Google Ads account. So we're going to go to ads.google.com. Whichever Gmail account you want associated with the ads account, in the upper right here, this is what account you're going to need to be logged in with. And then you're going to want to hit this big blue Start Now button. So I have a couple of accounts on this one. This is one of my new fresher ones here, but I'm going to go ahead and hit Start Now. It's going to be the same thing for you as you go through. So hit Start Now. I'm going to say New Google Ads Account. Create a new account. All right, create your first campaign. So what this is going to do is basically make you create a campaign before you can get to most of the other stuff. Like, it's going to make you do your billing, it's going to make you do a bunch of stuff, basically create a preliminary campaign. I just blast right through this stuff because these are smart campaigns. I don't like smart campaigns, so I just blast right through this stuff. So this one's optional. I'm going to say whatever, optional. I'm going to hit next. It's like, okay, do you want to link any of your accounts? You absolutely can. I would definitely link your Google My Business profile and your YouTube channel if you're available to. I'm going to go ahead and skip this one. Right here, campaign goals. So most of the time you're going to need to be doing submit lead form, potential phone calls. There is more which should allow you to sign-ups. That is a really good one. So for a lot of the stuff that we do with realtors, it is sign-ups. That's a good one. So I would recommend checking submit lead form, phone call leads, brand awareness is a good one for video stuff, and then also signups. Again, I'm going to hit skip just because I'm blasting through this. We're going to go with search on this one. Go ahead and hit next. Okay, now it's at the point where we need to actually create a campaign. So I'm going to go ahead and just put a website in here. So when you're doing this right here, this is basically making your own path. So this is saying a display path. It's like make up your own stuff. So like, let's just say, since this is a real estate one, I'd say homes. Oops, spelled Vegas wrong there. Now you notice I put a dash in between each word. If you're doing this and you're trying to put in multiple words, put a dash between each word or else it's not going to come out right. That's just how the system recognizes it. So I'm just going to say a few different things right here just because, again, we're just creating the account. Alright, got a couple headlines there. We need to add, I believe, a couple descriptions. Gave us a couple there. Again, I'm just blasting through this section because I don't want to deal with these smart campaigns. I don't like them. So I'm only going to do the barest amount of stuff that I need to do to get through this. Because once I get to the actual campaigns, I'm putting all this on hold anyway, and I'm going to create an actual good campaign. Okay, so keywords, this is going to be a whole nother section as far as finding your keywords. Again, just put in something to get through this. I know it just seems like so dumb that you're just literally wasting time making a campaign, but this is kind of how it goes. Sometimes it allows you to skip some of the stuff, not always. When it comes to the budget, do the smallest budget possible. See if it'll let me do $1. Alright, boom. Put your credit card information in right here, so then that takes care of all your billing stuff. And then once you take care of this and you hit submit, this is actually going to have your account created. So once it's created, I'm going to go ahead and fill this in here real quick. Alright, we just hit submit. Now it's creating the account, publishing the ad that we just did. Alright, hit next. Now it's telling you, hey, go ahead and submit your tracking information here. So this is a code that you want to put on your website. I'm going to cover that in another section. I'll do this later. Alright, now we're in Google Ads. This is what it should look like. If it doesn't look like this, where it says Tools and Settings, it'll pop up and say Switch to Expert Mode. So click on that. That'll give you this layout. It just looks better in my opinion. I'm used to it though, so if you like the way that it looks, roll with it. They are rolling out a couple of new looks, so there's going to be one that looks completely different than this. It has all the same stuff, it's just in a different location. So depending on what your view looks like, it could look like this, could look like something else. Again, everything is in the same, or everything is there, it's just in a different spot. So that's as simple as it is to create an account. Again, you got to blast through making a campaign real quick to get into this spot, and then you want to go to where it says campaigns, and you want to make sure you remove that one that you just did, because you just blasted right through it, so that way you could just come in here and get everything rocking, right? So now you're not going to get charged for that, but now your billing's set up, your account's set up, and you can get in here and do your thing. So check out all the rest of the videos so that way you can keep rocking.